Hi, Will. How are you
Hi, how
today?
doing good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Very excited to talk about the NIST 2.0, which is so interesting for me. Everybody's talking about NIST 2.0. What the hell is going on to you?
Well, it's the first update to the NIST cybersecurity framework in 6 years, and so it's a big change. It's getting updated, so it's an exciting time to finally have an update.
Yeah, but I guess everyone is not excited about the update. They're maybe worrying about having to be compliant to something else.
So really, it's a lot of the same thing, but there's a uh, new function that they've added, which is governance. And so governance has been kind of a subtext, a requirement in the NIST
Mhm.
CSF, but now they're calling it out specifically.
Oh, so what is governance is all about?
So governance is really the management of each of the functions. So it's setting the policies, the procedures, managing the process, measuring it, improving it. So it's adding that management layer on top of the technical controls that we're doing.
And do you understand why the NIST decided to add this specifically? What was the reasons behind that?
So, the governance piece needs to it helps an organization increase in maturity. So, when you're doing a control, you're putting in a protection, you're doing an asset management program, you're doing all these things. The technical piece is one part of it, but the actual management, the improvement, and measuring how well you're doing it is really driving security forward in organizations.
Hmm. So if I already comply with the NIST, the old NIST, the NIST 1 point something, how far I am from the NIST 2.0?
I don't think it's gonna be too far off, right? It's more going to be around maturing the process and the documentation, proving that you're doing these things, measuring your performance. So if you're already doing, what, the CSF 1.1.
Hmm.
Now it becomes a matter of managing that and showing the improvements and measuring yourself against how you've improved over time and governing the process and the teams and the programs involved in managing cyber.
And government is the only thing that new in this new framework, or there are any other things that interesting for this conversation?
So the core NIST functions, the identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover, those are the same. So, each of those categories, they've moved around different functions. So, as cyber has evolved over the last 6 years, different controls have moved into different places. So, something that you might have done before under identify might now fall under a protect umbrella or protect moving into a respond. So, as tools change, we look 6 years ago and we say, okay, we were moving into next gen antivirus, we were moving into, EDR, XDR, and so things that typically would have been a protection or a detection control have now moved into also doing identification and those things. So, the changes from 1.1 to 2.0 is also realigning based on modern controls.
And regarding other, let's say, domains like risk, third-party risk assessment and management, and maybe zero trust, do you see something like that new in the framework?
Absolutely. We you look at things like before VPN was very heavy. Then we've moved into a zero trust or SASE, secure access
Hmm.
edge. So these things have gotten an update in the framework as well. So before, someone would document and like, well, we're doing VPN, but we're doing it this way. Now it's actually defined, some of these newer methods
Mhm.
and giving guidance. So someone that's just starting the journey can look at it and know what security controls, should be in place based on terms we're using now than terms we were using 6 years ago.
Mhm. So, Will, for companies that want to follow a framework, let's say a new company that's wanted to start to take any framework, is the NIST 2.0 is a good choice?
It is, when you look at business, the first thing we do as CISOs is say, okay, what compliance are we required to do? And there's a lot of businesses that don't have required compliance. So where do you start if you don't have a target? If you're under PCI, then you do have a target for protecting credit card data. Or if you're in different industries, there's industry specific requirements. But if you're in an unregulated industry, NIST is definitely, one of the frameworks that I would say, both the NIST CSF and the CIS 18 are two frameworks that are kind of open for any business of any size starting out on their cyber journey. And so, absolutely, it is good for, I would say every business. But if you're in a more heavily regulated, there's going to be
Hmm.
far more requirements and controls than is going to be defined in NIST.
Yeah. So if I'm the owner of a company and I want to follow a specific framework, NIST 2.0 is a good choice. And if I already picked that NIST 1.1, should I move to the NIST 2.0?
I would, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, updating the language and how you're tracking what you're doing, and also getting into that governance where you're then managing how your company is improved over time and how you're managing these security programs. I think is key, right? It's no longer saying, okay, we're doing email security, we've got firewalls, we've got antivirus, we've got these basic tools. Now it's getting into, well, these things need to be managed and improved over time. It's not just a purchase once, set and forget. It's a
Mm-hmm.
continual improvement in security.
How much time you think, Will, that it will take me as an owner of a company that already has NIST 1.1 to move to NIST 2.0? Is it a big project? How much time it's going to take me?
No, I don't think it's a big project. I think it's, once you understand where things have moved and how they've evolved, I would say kind of understanding that change or that shift in how you're explaining security is going to be the largest uptick in effort. But as far as new things that you need to do to secure, I don't think there's a big change from 1.1 to 2.0, because the idea behind the CSF was to give a foundation of
Hmm.
information security for any business. So the change is not going to be big. It's more of how you are explaining your security, and then also getting into the governance, which you know we if we dig into those specific ads, there's like six categories that the governance is trying to do, and with that, it's like oversight, organizational context. How is security helping the business, and then how are you managing risk? And so I think the one area that's going to be the biggest thing is maybe looking at a risk management practice.
Mm.
So a lot of smaller businesses don't go in and think about risk, and so that's one of the new things under governance is risk management. But there's other things like roles, responsibilities. We kind of do that with HR or people management. Um, but policy, that's been the same. We all do cybersecurity policies. So as these changes, I would say the biggest change is going to be that risk management strategy and business alignment with cybersecurity.
Will, thank you so much. I would like to continue talking with you, but I have to be compliant to the NIST 2.0, so I have to start my journey right now. Thank you for your time. It was very interesting. And yeah, let's meet again.
All right. Thank you.
Bye bye.